A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold move that has ignited a national debate, President Donald Trump has signed an executive order aimed at prosecuting individuals who desecrate the American flag. This order comes as the nation prepares to celebrate its 250th anniversary and has drawn considerable attention given the historical context surrounding flag desecration and First Amendment rights. The executive order, signed on August 25, 2025, directs the Attorney General to pursue legal action against those who burn or otherwise desecrate the American flag, particularly in situations that incite violence or break other laws. Trump's action is seen as a direct challenge to the Supreme Court's landmark 1989 decision in Texas v. Johnson, which ruled that flag burning is a form of symbolic speech protected under the First Amendment. The 1989 case arose when political protester Gregory Lee Johnson burned an American flag outside the Republican National Convention to protest President Ronald Reagan's re-election. Johnson was initially convicted under a Texas law that prohibited the desecration of respected objects, but the Supreme Court ultimately overturned his conviction, emphasizing that the government cannot prohibit the expression of an idea simply because it is offensive. Trump's administration, however, is positioning this new executive order as a means to clarify the legal boundaries of the First Amendment in relation to flag desecration. Legal experts have weighed in on the implications of this order, with some suggesting it could set the stage for a Supreme Court re-evaluation of the 1989 ruling. Zach Smith, a senior legal fellow at the Heritage Foundation, noted that the order signals an intention to challenge the established precedent that protects flag burning as a form of speech. He stated, "What the president is saying is that he's ordering Attorney General Pam Bondi to prosecute those who maliciously burn an American flag. And what that would essentially do is tee up a challenge eventually for the Supreme Court to revisit and potentially overturn its prior precedent." The executive order also calls for the Attorney General to utilize the maximum extent permitted by the Constitution to ensure that those who desecrate the flag face prosecution. Critics of the order, including First Amendment advocacy groups, argue that Trump does not have the authority to alter the protections afforded by the Constitution. Bob Kornrevier, chief counsel for the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, remarked, "Flag burning as a form of political protest is protected by the First Amendment. While people can be prosecuted for burning anything in a place they aren't allowed to set fires, the government can't prosecute protected expressive activity, even if many Americans, including the president, find it uniquely offensive and provocative." Trump's executive order has reignited discussions around freedom of speech, the symbolic value of the American flag, and the potential consequences of infringing upon established rights. As the nation approaches its 250th anniversary, the debate surrounding flag desecration remains as contentious as ever, with Trump emphasizing the emotional and patriotic significance of the flag during the signing ceremony. He expressed frustration over the perceived rise in flag-burning incidents, stating, "All over the country, they're burning flags. All over the world, they burn the American flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess there was a 5-4 decision. They called it freedom of speech." The implications of this executive order could reverberate through the legal system for years to come, as it raises critical questions about the balance between free expression and the preservation of national symbols. As legal experts and advocacy groups prepare for potential challenges to this order, the nation's discourse on the First Amendment continues to evolve, underscoring the complex relationship between patriotism, protest, and the law. With the 2024 election cycle looming, Trump's stance on flag desecration may also play a significant role in shaping his political narrative and resonating with his base. As the situation unfolds, citizens and lawmakers alike will be watching closely to see how this executive order will affect the legal landscape surrounding free speech and the American flag. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.